Huh? So it is escapism. No? His son, he is not agreeing to it. Okay, now, your parents are expecting that you'll be studying some computers and doing some courses, and are you doing that? You just escape from all these things. So, no ism is bad, including escapism. Why to be afraid? Yes, Krishna Consciousness is escapism. You are escaping from all the nonsense of this world. All the burdens, all the miseries of this world, you are escaping from that. Isn't it? So, in technical terms, philosophical terms, escapism is being described as liberation, mukti. Suppose, for example, you have a stomachache. You don't want to escape from that? Yes or no? You want to have the stomachache? If you have a headache, you want to escape from the headache?
Yes.
Then what is wrong in that? No, I want a headache and then show to the world I am somebody. I sangarsh kar raha hu and hum honge kamyab ek din. So intelligent people want to escape from all nonsense, isn't it? So there's nothing wrong in being an escapist. Even everybody tries to do that, but they don't know how to escape. That is the problem. Like when you go to college, in your college, you want to escape the classes. You want to. Suppose your teacher doesn't come, how happy you feel, isn't it? And especially in our schools, as soon as the bell rings, how to escape from the class? Have you seen that? Have you really? We all done it. Once I went to a school program. I was on the top floor of the school. I was taking some classes for the higher standards, the 8th and 9th, 10th standards. And the first to 4th standard children, their chutti became early. The bell rang. And I was just on top and observing the ground floor they had. The children were like, coming out like this, gushing out of the classrooms. They're so happy to escape from the class. I could really feel they're just coming out like as if they have been suffocated for so many days and hungry for something, and then they escape. And as soon as they came out, and one boy is jumping on other boy, they're rolling on the ground, they're hitting each other, but still they're so happy about it. Just imagine how much pressure would have been there in the class. It's like the steam coming out of the pressure cooker. There's a pressure cooker, it just and the call, everybody comes out. So, what's wrong in that? You just imagine, after the bell ring, also one boy sitting, no, we are supposed to study, we are students here. Everybody will say, pagal hai. It's true, isn't it? After the class also, one boy sits and tries to study, he'll neither enjoy the world, nor he'll pass also, that kind of person. This is the fool. So who doesn't want to escape? And escaping is the nature of the soul to escape from this world, isn't it? Any part of this world, rather. Escape from this world. Suppose you are given some big responsibility. So if you want to even execute that responsibility, you should escape from the responsibility. You know how? Delegate. Find somebody who can do that. If somebody gives you some responsibility, if you do that, you will fail, because you are given the responsibility because others could not do, so you also cannot do. Nobody can execute responsibilities. That is what I do. Whenever somebody gives some work, I try to find a person who can do it. You know why? Because I know I cannot do it. And even if I do it, I know very well that I'll suffer and make others suffer also. It will never happen. In my karmas, it is written that you can never be successful in doing anything. So what you do? Find somebody Who can do? And tell him, please, I cannot do, I don't do. I'll say, you cannot do, I'll show. So you will always find a fool in this world. Isn't it? So when then they do the work and you get the credit, isn't it? Very nice, isn't it? Huh? You see, the whole world is working so hard, and when you go on the road, who gives the credit? As a sadhu, when I walk, people pay obeisances to me. Oh, Maharaji, I get the credit. And who is working hard? The whole world is working hard. Everybody is working hard, so hard. Like donkeys, they are working, and then they are getting scolding from their wives because they find something what they don't have and suffer for that. Just imagine, you got 2.5 crore worth flat, and your monthly income is around 2 lakh rupees a month. You got 2 brilliant children going to IB school, and you have no in-laws in your house. Nice, isn't it? It is so wonderful to have such a situation for a housewife. But she'll find reason to suffer. Huh? You know, we just have only we just have only OD. We don't have a Mercedes. And he's working like a donkey whole day. Huh? Then somehow they just meet a sadhu, and this lady respects the sadhu more than him. Isn't it? So only foolish people don't want to escape. So if you are really intelligent, you escape. So the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness is to escape. And Srila Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness is meant for intelligent people. So this is the test of your intelligence. How much or how efficient are you in escaping? So don't be so saddened about when people say, hey, you are all escapists. Be happy about it. So escaping from the responsibilities of this world, tektva swadharmam charanambujam harer bhajannapakvot. You may say, oh, if I escape from all the responsibilities of this world, what will happen to me? If I fall down? Because, I am very much attached to sense enjoyment, I am very much attached to these things. Don't worry. Narada says to Vyasa, Tektva swadharmam charanambujam harer. Tektva means you give up all the janjat of this world. And charanambujam harer, you have taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Charanambujam harer. Bhajan apakvaha. Paka means pakafal. And you know very well kacha. Apakva means kacha. No problem. Who is saying this? Narada is telling. Bhajan apakvaha. And patet yadi. Even though you fall down. You don't fall down. Yadi means here, even though you fall down, it doesn't mean that. You never fall down, even though it is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But even if it happens, don't worry. Don't worry. You'll break your legs. Few days you'll be in the hospital and come back. But if you're in the hospital 24 hours a day, you are there only suffering and also seeing people suffer. Which is better? To get out of the hospital? And even if some accident happens, go to the hospital for a week or 10 days and come back. Or to be in the hospital, even though you are healthy, see people suffering and suffer. And getting all the infection. This material world is like that. It's a place of misery. And one has to escape. Of course, it's not very easy to escape. But if you have intelligence, you can escape. Escaping the material world is basically a function of your intelligence. That is why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabho mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajanti mam buddha bhava samanvita. He uses the word Buddha. Buddha means intelligence. So one who is intelligent, the first point he understands is Krishna is Supreme Lord. You all say, oh, yeah, I know. We all know. 16 rounds we are chanting. Krishna is the Supreme. How many of you know Krishna is Supreme Lord? Okay. So once Prabhupada was giving sannyas. You know sannyas ceremony? Sannyas danda. So you must have seen some sannyasis in ISKCON also. Srila Prabhupada used to give sannyas. Very young people he gives sannyas. They were 20, 21, 22, like that. So there was sannyas interview. Just imagine, highest post in ISKCON, spiritual post ISKCON, in ISKCON, that is sannyas. And he called the 4 candidates who were for the interview. Just imagine, Srila Prabhupada himself is taking interview, and that too for sannyas. How do you think they would have slept the whole night? Yeah, Prabhupada is going to ask this question. I was just wondering what they are really prepared for heavy loaded questions about Chinta Beda Beda Tattva and what that and this. They were just thinking, hey, we know that book. So they came, sat in front of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, he asked, okay, you're all ready for sannyas? Then the first question Srila Prabhupada asked was, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? You're looking at each other. Srila Prabhupada. What is this question you're asking us? You're going to give us sannyas and we are preaching everywhere. It is Krishna. All of them told in a smiling face, Krishna. That means as if, Srila Prabhupada is asking some question and fooling around them. Then everybody told, it's Krishna. Now we became very grave. Are you sure? They became nervous actually. They still really had a doubt whether what we answered is right or not. Are you sure Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And who else can be? Yes, Prabhupada, it's Krishna. Sure. Then all of them actually understood what Prabhupada wanted to say. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is taking care of how many people in the world? Even an ant to a elephant. Can't he not take care of you? That means the realization that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead means an understanding that is Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. Mattaha Sarvam Pravartate. Everything is my emanation, and everything after emanating from me is maintained by me. The Krishna is the ultimate maintainer. Having 100% faith that Krishna is the ultimate maintainer of mine. He'll take care of me in all circumstances. I don't have to depend on my bank balance, my intelligence, my energy, my father, my mother, my that and my this, my stupid piece of paper which you're going to get after 4 years in engineering college. These things are all, I am not dependent on them. This is called surrender. So, knowing Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead means to be totally surrendered to Him. Tektva sadharmam charanambujam harer bhajan napakvaha patet yadi. Even you fall down, Krishna is there to take care. Isn't it? Sometimes when I am holding the hand of my father, sometimes I fall down. He'll take care. Even when I fall down, he takes care. What to speak of when I am serving him? Lokasya vasanapanodakaro dasasya kim nakshama. I may do mistakes. Actually, Krishna, he takes care of his devotees in such a way that he considers the devotee's mistake to be his mistake. The 4 Kumaras came and the Jai Vijay, they did a mistake actually. They should have allowed 4 Kumaras to enter. You know the story. But Krishna came and paid obeisance to the 4 Kumaras and told, actually they are my devotees and these devotees' mistake is my mistake. I take it on me. Whatever punishment you give to me. That is why don't worry whether I am qualified or not qualified. There is no qualification for surrender to Krishna. There is no qualification, just surrender, that's all. And surrendering to Krishna can only happen when you have this intelligence. Buddha bhava samanvitaha. And Srila Prabhupada, when he says Krishna consciousness is for intelligent people, he means this. It is not that, he is IIT, that is why he surrendered to Krishna. No. That intelligence is no intelligence. That intelligence is foolish intelligence. You may say, how can it be possible? There is something called foolish intelligence. Sripad Shankaracharya clearly says this thing. He says, Bhaja Govindam, Mudha. Mudha means what? Foolish. Mate means what? So he can put together. So he can be very foolishly intelligent. And that is called, IIT, NIT, medical, CA, MBA. So their intelligence is actually on the platform of foolishness. You just cannot call them intelligence. You can call them foolish intelligent person. A foolishly intelligent person. So this is how intelligence works of a person. When you see how in this world people are foolishly intelligent. Once you understand this foolish intelligent, who is he, then you can be aloof and be actually intelligent. That is called surrender to Krishna. He has got 4,000 people working under him. When he comes home, his wife doesn't listen to him. Is it called intelligence? He has got the best award for management. Management. He is a professor in management college. He is invited many places. He is a consultant for companies. He is earning maybe 5-6 lakh rupees a month. But when he comes home, he just cannot do anything with his children. They become worse than monkeys. They just jump onto it. The more he tries to discipline them, the more they become aggressive. What is the use? What is the use? She is well known in the corporate world for marketing things and designing things. But what is the use? She is not chaste. What is the use? So you are very intelligent, but the platform is what? Foolishness. Basically, all the education system is meant to train people on this platform of foolishness. They are foolishly intelligent. So getting out of the network of this foolish intelligence and coming to the platform of knowledge and realization. And that is escapism. You are escaping from the network of ignorance. Everybody is caught up in the network of ignorance and you want to escape. You escape, you become the hero. Like somebody is put in jail. Few people are put in jail. And somebody escaped from the jail. He is a real hero. Not that who stays in jail and every activity in the jail is perfectly does it and he is very sincere in the jail. What is the use of that? You may act that you are very sincere, but gradually plow, make a tunnel and get out. Anyhow, we have to be in the jail only. Let us be nice here. Let us be sincere here. What is the use of that? So that is why some people are trying to be. They want to be very nice in this world. But why? Is it not foolishness to stay very good in this world? No. You should be chatur. That is why there is a famous Bengali saying, "Ei Krishna bhaje sei bada chatur." One who worships Krishna, one who is a devotee of Krishna, Krishna bhaje sei bada chatur. Everybody is thinking, oh, he's a Krishna devotee, very nice. But they don't know he's very chatur. He's actually getting out of this world. He may try to bless you, do all things, but actually he's smiling within himself. Somebody comes and pays obeisances to some of us and say, "Oh, Swamiji, Prabhuji, Ashirwad dijiye na, Ashirwad dijiye." Ashirwad. But inside they don't know what's happening. What is he thinking? फालतू क्या मांग रहा है आशीर्वाद? एक तो होने वाला नहीं है, जो कर्म में वही होने वाला है। दूसरा मिल भी गया तो क्या फायदा? You don't know when you what kind of things we come across. Recently, I had been to Delhi. I was just standing there. One elderly lady and a young lady, both of them came, paid obeisances. Oh, Swamiji, Prabhuji, Ashirwad dijiye, Ashirwad. And then, okay, just okay, ठीक है, हरिश्वाद, भगवान का कृपा रहे आपके ऊपर. And elderly lady started saying, आशीर्वाद दीजिए मेरे बेटी का शादी हो जाए. I was thinking, oh, you do not find anybody else or what? I did not find one for me, asking. So you find all kinds of crazy people, I'm telling you, in this world. So, the whole world is full of crazy, pagal khana. And somehow that we got caught up in this pagal khana. Get out of it, escape. Don't identify with yourself with other pagals. Isn't it? The two mad people in a pagal khana, they are trying to jump and try to catch the fan rotating. And they are having a competition among themselves. The ceiling, the fan is around 12 feet high, and these are 6 people, and they are jumping to get that fan. And one person jumps better than the other person. Then he is so happy about it. You see, I could not get the fan, but I jumped better than you. And that is what it is. This material world, the happiness is something nobody can attain. And everybody is jumping to get that. And one jumps better than the other. One puts more effort than the other. Neither of them got. But they take pleasure in what? I could do better than you. So just imagine you are among them, and 10 people like that, you are among them. You are there watching. And you will say, maybe I should also join them. It is foolishness. Should do what? Should try to escape. Even don't try to convince others. Especially the nurses and the doctors and the pagal khana, that don't try to prove that you are not a pagal. The more you try to prove you are not a pagal, what they'll do? They'll think you're bigger pagal. They'll give you bigger shock treatment. I'll tell you a story. It's a real story. It was published in newspaper. There was one Pagalkhana. Someone Nehru came when he was the Prime Minister. Not as patient, but just to see whether everything is... just to see, everything is fine or not. He felt, okay, the doctors were there, the nurses were there. They took him to different wards. He saw somebody, fighting with each other, laughing. Just in Pagal, what's this? Then he saw, this should be proper. What grant is required? We'll try to provide. He did everything. And at one place, there was one ward, and it said that no entry. High security, top security. It's just locked. Heavy locks were there. And Nehru asked, what is this? The doctor said, it's very scary ward. More scary than all these things. Something very serious, high-class, serious patients are put there. Nehru, I want to go and say, no, don't go. And the doctors and nurses were very afraid. No, we also don't go there, very hardly we go there. Very serious patients are kept. No, I'm the Prime Minister, I want to go. So they opened the locks and he went inside. He saw hardly anybody, nobody were there. And at the end of the one corner, there was one window, some sunlight was coming. Near that, there was one person sitting on a chair. He had the specs. And Nehru was shocked to see such an intelligent person. He was wearing suit boot also. Others, at least, they have scrambled hairs. This person was looking very smart. Very nice. Nehru thought, how is he the most serious patient? And then Nehru came near him and they just asked, he could find out, he's an educated person. Nehru spoke to him in English. How are you? Then this person, fine, thank you. And this person, nice to meet you. May I know who you are? This patient is asking. Nice English language. And Nehru was shocked. He's such a gentleman. Maybe I should take him in the cabinet, something like that he was thinking. So, Nehru told him that I am Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister of this country. Like that, Nehru replied. And this person stood up and told, shh, don't tell it again. I also told the same thing. They put me here. Nehru ran away from that. So this is the reason we are here. When you misidentify yourself, and you're totally convinced that you are Nehru, means you are totally convinced that I am the enjoyer. I am the controller, that means I am God. And you're totally convinced about it. And that is the reason we are here. And everybody is thinking so. It's a very serious jail, a serious Pagalkhana. The most dreaded. How many of you want to live in this Pagalkhana? Even if you're not a Pagal. Even if you're not a Pagal. Even if you're not mad. It's not the right place to stay. Get out. Even though you are the smartest people around, like this person, Nehru spoke to, wearing suit boot and all things are so wonderful, speaking good English. He was fine. He had the best, everything was fine. Talking very nicely. No, we would not like to stay with that person. If you're intelligent, not stay. Because he has misidentified himself, that person has misidentified herself. as something else. I'm Brahmin, I'm Kshatriya, I'm Vaishya, I'm Shudra, I'm doctor, I'm engineer, I'm CA, I'm dog, I'm cat, I'm Brahma, all misidentifications. Why would I like to stay with such a person? Isn't it? So escape from that place. Get out of that place. And this is called escapism, and it is Krishna consciousness. If our Krishna consciousness is not helping us to escape from this world, that is not Krishna consciousness at all. Never think. Some people ask this question, Prabhuji, how to balance between material and spiritual? Never it will be balanced. Why you want to balance? Tell me. Why? How can I be Ada Pagal and Ada good? Better have pura pagal person, isn't it? At least you can know he's a pagal. Devaru had a problem with him. Other places you could identify these people are pagal. But one who could balance. Isn't it? He was pagal and he was balanced. He was talking very nicely. Isn't it? They are the most dangerous people, Never trust those who balance, because they sometimes put tilak also. Sometimes put tilak also and come. So be careful about them. They seem to be the best examples for you. But no. They're trying to balance something which cannot be. Okay, even if you try to balance, for example, you know what balance is, like your seesaw? You're sitting on one side, no problem. Sometimes like this goes on. Just imagine you are standing exactly in the center, and then one feet there, 1 feet this side, trying to balance. Your situation is more horrible, isn't it? Then why you want to balance? You want to suffer more? You want to suffer more? Then try to balance. Something like this, it goes on. You cannot even eat or drink properly. Isn't it? So escape. Get out. Get out of this material entanglement. So escapism is Krishna consciousness. Is Krishna consciousness the exact escapism? That is the topic. The answer is Krishna consciousness is escapism. And nothing wrong in being an escapist. You have fire in the house, you run away on the house, what is true? You will in the fire and say, oh, let me put out the fire. If you really want to put out the fire, first get out. And then only you can put out the fire. Well, how can you put out the fire? You're in the house and the fire is there. How can you put out the fire? No, first you have to get out. Get out of the fire. Get out of the house first. And then you can think, if you get some water and you put water, if it is, you can put out. If you cannot put out, don't, at least you are okay, na? Otherwise, if you try to put out the fire, being in the house where it's full of fire, neither you can put out the fire, now you will be burnt. You will be all gone. So, how many of you say Krishna consciousness is escapism? You're a good lawyer. I'm a good lawyer. I convinced all of you that you are not Jawaharlal Nehru. Isn't it? Good Jawaharlal Nehru came out of the... Otherwise, if you had stayed there for more than 10 minutes with that person, Jawaharlal Nehru would have thought the same thing. Yes, I am not Jawaharlal Nehru, and I'm thinking I'm so. Isn't it? That means even God would come to this world, he'll go mad. Definitely. He would see what's happening, crazy people. I spoke the Gita. Nobody reads it. Even if they read, they misinterpret it. Even crazy, there he told, his pure devotees like Prabhupada, you do something, go and take care of them. If I stay there for more time, I'll do pralaya there. One pound rock was enough. Krishna killed him. Just imagine, everybody is thinking I am Lord, I am God. मैंने बोला क्यों नहीं किया? अरे हम बोला करेगा क्या? हाँ मैं ऐसा सोचा था, ऐसा नहीं हुआ. अच्छा तुम सोचने से ऐसा हो जाता है? I want to be like this. Acha, you want to be like this and it will happen? So just see how much people are so adamant that I am God. I think so it should happen. I want to do it, I'll do it. Don't know, next after 10 minutes you may get paralysis. But still we have so much of faith, I will not get paralysis. We have so much of faith, tomorrow I am not going to die. Isn't it? It can happen anytime. Where is Krishna consciousness? We think that I am God. That is a problem. And everybody is thinking that I am God. So get out of this mess. And that is the function of intelligence. It is not anything else. Okay? So, we start with questions. We continue until 12 o'clock. If you have questions based on this, otherwise we go to the next topic. Like that. Questions? Yeah. Yes. Why you have to take somebody else's responsibility?
If we are responsible from anything, then it will set in our character.
True.
Then that will
yes.
come in our spiritual life.
No problem. No problem. There is no responsibility. In spiritual life, there is only no responsibility. It is only bliss. Anandambudhi vardhanam. It is only bliss. What is there? Raising hands and chanting and jumping is responsibility or what? It is responsibility. Reading Bhagavatam is called responsibility. It is Ananda. Isn't it? Responsibility gets over. Khatam. There is only bliss. You are enjoying nice, wonderful prasad. You say, it is my responsibility to take prasad. What? It is bliss. Keval Ananda Kanda. Where is responsibility in this? And why at all you should take somebody's responsibility? Isn't it? Even going back home, back to God, it is not our responsibility. It is Krishna's responsibility. If he wants, he will only carry us. Isn't it? If you are totally blissful in Krishna consciousness, that is what is required. You are just enjoying your chanting. You are just enjoying your Bhagavatam. Some prasad somebody gives, take it and be happy. So, never ever think that my propensities of being responsible is Krishna conscious. That is your conditioning. It is our conditioning. Krishna consciousness means exclusively taking shelter and pleasure in chanting the names of Krishna, hearing and chanting Bhagavatam, serving the devotee, serving the Lord. That's all, according to whatever we can do. That's all. When somebody thinks it is my responsibility to do the recording when this happens, that he is trying to spiritualize his propensity. He is stuck up in that propensity. But he is so blissful that I want to, see that this knowledge which is being received, and I want it, everybody should get it, the best way possible. Do you say he is responsible for that, doing the recording? When you are experiencing the bliss in Krishna consciousness, responsibilities are no responsibilities at all. In the material life, there is no bliss. That is why people say it is a responsibility. You understand what I am saying? Srila Prabhupada, did he think it is my responsibility to give Krishna consciousness to the entire world? Never thought about it. He just gave. What did he give? What is he experiencing? That is what he gave. Isn't it? Karma, responsibility here means karma. So, bhakti has nothing to do with karma. Bhakti is totally blissful. It has nothing to do with karma. Pure devotional service has even nothing to do with karma mishra bhakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught pure devotional service, not karma mishra bhakti. Of course, that is also bhakti for beginners. So we don't want to stuck up in that platform. We're trying to spiritualize our tendencies, our propensity to be responsible in this world. One was raised hands, what responsibility anybody would like to give? If you're chanting and then totally be blissful in chanting the holy names, if at all you want to take up the responsibility, take up that responsibility. To chant and be happy. When you chant and be happy, if you are happy while chanting the names, then people see you and they'll also be happy. Automatically. Isn't it? But you are chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, it's my responsibility to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Muda. One of the topics is that. Techniques. There is no technique actually to chant. In Ashtanga Yoga, you have techniques. But in Bhakti, there is no technique. Bhakti is a feeling which comes in the heart. It is no technique. Chanting is only technique. That we'll talk later. So you got what I am saying. Okay. So it is good. Like 4 Kumaras. You worship them. Brahma gave birth to them. Brahma told, take the responsibility of progeniting this world. I don't know, not possible. Namse nahi hoga bhai. Brahma became very angry. They got a benediction that you want to be what? Small kids. That is why the spiritual master is considered to be a kid. You know Ramayana? First Kanda, what is it known as? Which Kanda is it? Balakanda is called Balakanda not because of childhood pastimes of Lord Rama are there. There are no childhood pastimes of Lord Rama in Valmiki Ramayana. In Adbhuta Ramayana, they are there. All 4 are born from the Yajna-kunda. They are just born, and their loving relationship is just described in 5-6 verses. Just after the 10 verses, Dasharatha is thinking how to get them married. There is no Balila of Lord Ram and Balakanda. And why it is called Balakanda? It is because of Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was old man at that time. Sage. He's called Bala. You know why? The child has two things, two qualities. Every child has. Whether it is a king's child or a big businessman's child, child is child. In few children, I have seen in one of the bungalows, there was the owner of the house, a small kid, 1.5, 2 years. A servant maid, she also had a kid. Both of them play together. They just play. That means even though this kid belongs to a very big family, but he is not identifying with that. That is one of the natures of the child. He doesn't have that pride that I am so and so. Of course, now Kali Yuga, it has influenced children to a lot. But in general, they don't have. Another one quality is, in the house, the parents are having family problem, mental problem, physical problem, social problem. Isn't it? Financial problem. The 2-year-old child has all these problems. He is playing around. That is the nature of a spiritualist. The whole world is full of problems, but a spiritualist is enjoying. A child it doesn't affect the child at all. The child is playing around, doing something. Even the poorest of the family, 2-year-old kid, they play with something, isn't it? Small matchsticks are there, just does something, that's all. Play with that. Not bothered about what's happening. Even the father would come and say, Beta, what financial problem? He laughs at it. What financial? Like sometimes somebody comes and tells us, बहुत समस्या है, बहुत बड़ी समस्या है, क्या है अभी मार्केट डाउन हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, ओए दीदी हो रहा है, अभी तो वो आ रहा है, GST आ रहा है, वो आ रहा है. और मेनी बिजनेसमैन कम एंड टेल, बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, सावधान रहे, मैं डोनेशन ज़्यादा आने वाला नहीं है, अभी संभाल के खर्चा करना. पीपल टेल अस, बट ब्रह्मचारी लाइक दैट ओनली, दे हेट जो आया खा लिया, और क्या है. अभी डिमोनेटाइजेशन हो गया, अभी डोनेशन मंदिर में बंद हो जाएगा, अभी संभाल के रहो. Going on, same. Devil is going on. Krishna is still playing the flute. He is not worried about it. He did not take a hammer and a spanner and then let me see, demonetization, something. He is still playing the flute. So the world goes on. The devotees go on chanting, the world is like that. So this is the nature of a spiritual master. Isn't it? Bala. Okay. Any more questions? Yes.
We just try to do that there is no need to balance the spiritual.
Yes.
So we are now students, and you are saying that we should be scared. So what is the need for us to escape? Is it we don't balance?
Whole life you should be a student. Now you are a student, after something you will become something else or what? Whole life you are supposed to be a student. That is best. Student means brahmachari. That is the best. And if you want to become something else, what I can do about it? That is your outlook. I am not forcing you. You can do something else. You can be something else also. But best is to be a student throughout life. Isn't it? Isn't it? Why you are a student now and even you are a student. No, student means one who studies, isn't it? Study. Study. Your 18,000 verses in Bhagavatam, isn't it? How many sums you have in your strength materials or what do you call it, SWAB or your, I don't know which you are in which branch? Electronics. How many problems you got in electronics? Electricity. Electricity is a big book, Thareja, it's a huge book. How much? Is it this much only, na? What is there? Just anyhow, you know what is going to come in the question paper, isn't it? Everybody knows. How much you prepare? How many days you prepare for the examination? 5 days before, isn't it? What you do the other days? 18,000 verses are there in Bhagavatam. Isn't it? If you get used to studying this big set of Bhagavatam, what is Thareja, what is strength, I have applied mechanics and nothing. That becomes, it is like every house is a toilet, isn't it? But that is a small place. Isn't it? So that is not called balance. And it's a dirty place. It's do and come. So these studies are like the toilet. Isn't it? But if you're so used to studying Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and that becomes like so easy. Just few days before that you used to do, and then I don't know whether it's your observation or not. Especially the engineering colleges, the papers are so designed that you are going to get whatever hangama you do, you are only going to get that much only. That's all. Just because you studied day and night, you don't get more marks. You don't get it. You have set few papers. You just prepare for that. Among the 10, 5 will come. And you don't want to break your head for that. Because you are so used to studying Bhagavatam so much, it is like, thoda kar liya aisa, isn't it? Like, you are eating, you are in your house doing so many activities. For 5 minutes you go to the toilet and come back, isn't it? Like that. Isn't it? Like that. Okay, even if you don't do it, what does it matter? Doesn't matter. You may say, oh, probably you don't really understand. I have also done my engineering. Before my thermodynamics examination, I went and chanted my 16 rounds and went to the exam. And I know what I am not prepared for. If that question came, no, nahi. Isn't it? Nobody studies for the entire syllabus. If you study, you will fail. Because you will not. जो इम्पोर्टेंट जो करके जा रहे हैं आ गया नहीं है. But don't compromise just because I had to do something, I had to give my chanting and reading. Do the same thing, continue. Chant your 16 rounds, read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, go on doing all your whatever sevas you are being assigned for. Just go on doing. Alright, now because earlier, like for example, when I become I have joined ISKCON. Temple construction was happening. I studied about temple construction. I studied something about architecture. I studied it. So I have always been a student. So engaging, that's all, isn't it? Yeah, nobody is forcing you to continue your studies also. Anybody is forcing? It's you want to do it, isn't it? What I can do about it? It's you want to do. Okay. Anything else? Yes. Escape. Get out. How to run away from the people, from those who are having this foolish intelligence. How to run away? You're in a jail. How to get out of it? That is called real intelligence. How to get out of this bandhana. That is why the whole purpose of the real education is to get out. Vidyasa vimuktayet. It is education which helps you to get out of the miseries of this material existence. That is real intelligence. As I have told, real intelligence is Krishna Consciousness, which is there in the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. One has to study Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and chant and Hare Krishna mantra very nicely. And that gives you that intelligence by which you can get out of this miserable material world. Material entanglement. I did out. Oh, if I don't pass the examination, what is going to happen? So many people fail, isn't it? They still live, isn't it? Are they not living? They're living. So many people are not engineers, still they are surviving in this world, isn't it? As if you don't become an engineer, you cannot live. Maybe you can become a businessman. Who knows? Isn't it? So don't take that ghost of material existence. What is going to happen to me? If you pass also, nothing is going to happen. If you fail also, nothing is going to happen. If you get 90 also, nothing is going to happen. If you don't get also, nothing is going to happen. But if you don't read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, if you are not focused on self-realization, something horrible is going to happen. So, matter doesn't matter. So, material life also, it happens. It is in course of one's life, it automatically happens. Automatic. How many of you want to suffer? Nobody. But suffering comes. How many of you want to become happy? When suffering comes automatically, happiness doesn't come automatically. It's a simple formula, isn't it? So, let suffering come, failure comes. Success comes. How many of your friends who worked hard to get a seat in engineering did not get? Many, isn't it? How many of your friends did not work hard, still they got seat in engineering? Many. And you think because I worked hard, I came. No. Isn't it? Till now, when I think of the day when I received the admission letter to the Marine Engineering College, it is a shock for me even till today. Even till today, it is a shock for me. How did they select me? When I got this letter, I told one of my grandfather, I told, maybe there is a mistake. By mistake, they must have posted. Please check. So he did not do that. Then I wrote a letter back to the directorate. That was shipping, MOT, Ministry of Transport, Surface Transport. And I got this letter, please confirm, is it confirmed? And they wrote a letter, yes, confirmed. I'll tell you my interview, how it went on. After the entrance test, you have interview also. Till that date, I was not, till that entrance interview, after the interview only I came to know that what is the nature of the job and all these things. I thought I got a job. So some person that there was 5-6 people sitting here. I was not knowing who are there. I just went. Actually, the shock was when I went to that interview center. It was Walchand Hirachand Marg, that Ministry of Transport department is there. Shipping Ministry. So there, all came with suit, boot and tie, like Bombay boys, how they come interview. And I was a Gaonwala. One pant was there, and how Gaonwalas wear the shirt, long sleeves, full sleeve shirt and all. They come like this, like buffoons. I was one of the buffoons like them. I was shocked. Then I asked them, you are going to take the interview or what? I was shocked. I went inside and sat down. They asked me some question about something about ship. I told no, I don't know. Other question answer, other I don't know. Other question, I don't know. I don't know. After 4 or 5 questions, I was sitting like here and they were all sitting here. And somebody told me there was a ship model of a ship kept there. So they showed that ship and told me, can you tell me which is the front part and which is the back part? I told, I have never seen a ship. Just imagine, can you expect? Your karma. Your karma. It is not, I don't know whether it's my karma or their karma. Maybe both were connected. Maybe. In my state entrance exam, I got 25,000th rank. No house. But this person got cracked through IIT. How it's, no, don't know. I don't know why it happened. How it happened. And many have experience like that. Many. So, it is karma. Karma is so strong that it will come. Even if you don't want, if you have something to get, you'll get it. Even if you want, if it's not there, it will not come. So, just be Krishna conscious. Yadhavyam tadbhavantu bhagavat purakarmana rupam etat pratyam ahava janma janmantarepi. Whatever is your kind of some propensity, just do it and be happy with it. Chant, read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and do some seva according to whatever your nature and whatever being told. Just do it. Don't even think of nature and all these things so much. Just do what has been told. In Krishna consciousness, the beauty is that you just do what has been told. Successful, not successful. Nobody is going to hang you for that. But in karma, you are going to be hanged. Even though you are successful, you will be hanged. Even if you are not successful, you will be hanged. You are in marketing. Suppose you are done sales of 50 lakh rupees this month. Oh, very nice, wonderful. You are so capable. We are going to give you increment. Next month onwards, your target is 1 crore. And if you don't do that, next month they'll say, you are not achieved the targets. So, just see how in the material life success leads to failure. People have this word, failure, the stepping stones of success. It's absolutely wrong. Success is a stepping stone for a failure. If you're very successful, for example, become a good engineer, start earning, immediately the first thing the parents are going to send you is a photograph of a girl. If you're a failure, who cares? Even Putra will not marry you, isn't it? That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur did. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he thought, if I become successful, danger. Gave up. He was supposed to be appointed as a professor, and just young lad, becoming a professor at that time. Professorship was given only practically to the Britishers. Professor meant something during those days. During British days, professor means something. They were like well more respected than the viceroys or the governor generals. They had only administrative powers. Professors had the intellectual powers. They were treated in a big thing. It's a big thing. Now, of course, nobody bothers because everybody wants to become a professor. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur was supposed to be given that post for his expertise in his Sanskrit, in his translation of that Bengali, the Sanskrit book Surya Siddhanta into Bengali. Nobody was so having that kind of caliber. Very well we know that, our Acharya. Just thought, if I become successful, then they'll think I am very qualified. Then immediately, my father and others, people, even if my father would not find a girl for me, many people would think I am a qualified person, so they would give their daughters to me. So you thought, no, better not. Isn't it? So in the material world, failure of course is a failure, but success is a stepping stone for a failure. Very dangerous. The more successful you are, the more expectation people have from you. And since you never was a failure, actually then the measurement of your success is actually in the eyes of others. So you try to show that you are successful according to people's expectation. Just imagine, and you say, I want to be independent. Where is independence? Is there any independence? Because you dress according to what others expect you to do. I wear the same color dress every day. Just go. Because I know nobody expects anything from me. I'm free. Just imagine the ladies, they go crazy. Just see whether everything is proper or not. I went to somebody's house. He had to use the washroom, and I saw there were about 25 kinds of bead bags. I told her, you have kept these bead bags for the program, and people come, you can give it. I asked them, प्रभु जी क्या बोलो, मेरी पत्नी को मैचिंग वाला बीड बैग चाहिए. Just I don't like even no Acharya would have conceived about this. I'm telling this because somebody would be thinking of getting a devotee girl. It's the same. It's all life stories I'm telling you. I thought they kept bead bags. No, weekly program happens in their house. I thought they kept it for when people come, they would give a chappala and they made a chant or something like that. So just imagine, to live up to others' expectation, it makes you go crazy. So that's what success brings you, because success is a relative term. And relative from whose point of view? From the peer group point of view. From a peer group point of view. In our village, to be successful means to have more cows and more buffaloes and more land. That is the measurement of success. I'm from a small village background, so we were like zamindars. My grandfather's great-grandfather, he practically had more than 100 villages under him, and a different system to be successful. We were very successful people. I just was a small kid in the village, I had 4 servants around, and that kind of success. But when the same thing I came to the city, measurement of success. If you tell them, we have 100 cows, they say, 100 cows, kya Once I was explaining that, they were asking about my background. I explained this background, my background. But it is, even now, if you go to village, people tell me, how rich people you are. But you come to a different thing, that is no success at all. Isn't it? Huh? Like for example, how you are getting grades and that and this and all, you get the best job and it's called success. But when somebody gets married, then how does your wife judge your success? You have to wash the pots and listen to her, drive her. Then she'll say, you are a very good husband. Isn't it? So, this is called bondage. That you live for others. You jump around just because to show that you are somebody for them. So you're not actually living your own life. Self-realization is very far. When you live your life for yourself, that is spiritual life. Isn't it? Even for your person, your friend in your town and village, you are a great person. But you have you join some company and there in that company, around you they're all from IIT or something like that. Then you are nobody. Are you successful or failure? Just cannot say, you're confused. Everybody is confused actually. Isn't it? Any more questions? Yeah. Failure also depends on karma, not only success. Yes, karma. What your karma you have to face. And some people, what success you have is a success for some people. For other people it is failure. For you it may be something else. Isn't it? So it's a very relative term. It's completely relative term. One of my friends after 25 years contacted me. I'm in the group, WhatsApp group of my college friends. Send all scrap, I just go to that and delete everything. But sometimes spiritual messages, I made one video and I had sent. There's one talk show, Kamal Lochan, I did a talk show. So I was introduced as a marine engineer and that and this. So the question was that, you had so much of money and how did you give up? That interviewer was asking, I answered the question. Money is the most cheapest thing in this world. I started this thing. The cheapest thing in this world is money. And I sent that video to all my friends group. And after seeing many people called and they were completely, they saw something here, but they were. And one of my friends, he sent a message saying that I liked your statement, money is the cheapest thing in the world. And they are all earning around $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 a month. Being in India, not in America. Being in India, you are earning like that, means you're a chief engineer by now. $14,000 a month means how much it's? It's almost 10 lakh rupees a month. So that is what they said. It says in somewhere here, Manish. So they are earning so much, and now just one statement of mine was so impressed, and everybody were like completely. One person told, "Oh, I see your videos, you did a great thing." One person told, "You did a great thing." Then I told, "How are you?" "Hope you don't know my story." I told, "You have a story to tell?" I told, "Yeah, please tell." I don't have a story. He's a Brahmin from Andhra. He got divorced. And he said, "Oh, it's a big struggle for me. I had to stay 8 years single." Then I told him, "I don't have any struggle." That's the problem. Then he said again, struggling. Now what are you doing? Struggling. So he was struggling while he was single, and he got remarried, and he got other children, few more children. He got 5-6 children from the previous wife. He had few children. The new wife got few children, and they have a few more children. Just imagine, isn't it? So don't say good karma and bad karma. Actually, karma is karma. Karma is karma. Some people perceive it's good karma, some people perceive bad karma. Actually, some people think being in a city and having a nice, wonderful so-called flat, which is in Juhu, Juhu area, each flat is worth 5 crores, 6 crores, like that. To stay, it's being very fortunate and successful. But even till today, I say, what kind of pigeonholes they are staying in? In our house, we brothers and few friends, we used to play cricket with 10 people in our hall. That big was the hall. And till now, I cannot really make out how many rooms were there in the house. Once we used to sit for eating mangoes, we would never count how many. There's no count. You go buy mango, one mango is 40, 50 rupees per piece. I was shocked. I know, we used to eat 40, 50 pieces every day. And people buy kelas, 4 kela rakha ghar mein leke aaya. Earlier people used to buy a kela in dozens. Now they say we are 4 people in the family, we'll buy 4, like that they buy. We had the whole kela bunch in the house hanging. The first thing I used to do as a kid was get up in the morning, how many are now become yellow, ripe. That's why I used to count as a 7-8-year-old boy. I just used to go and count how many are ripe. So I knew how much I can eat today. Of course, from here, just pluck one and eat one. Isn't it? So that's opulence. Yeah, that's my perspective of opulence. What they? It's cheap. And nobody can say these people have good karma. They are bad karma. That is why they are staying in these places. You may think that, I got a very good karma, that is I got a job. Getting job is a Shudra. What kind of good karma in that? You are working for somebody else, a sense enjoyment. Isn't it? How can you say it's good karma? Because of good karma I got job. You are the most horrible karma. That is why you are doing a Shudra work. So the very definition of good karma and bad karma has to be changed in the minds of the people, isn't it? So whatever karmas are there, it has to be experienced, no way out of it. Prarabdhas have to be experienced. So let it come. That is what Sri Alvar says, Yad bhavyam tad bhavanta bhagavat pura karman rupam etat pratyam. Only one prarthana. Ma bhavutam janma janmantarepi tat padamboro yugata nischala bhakti rastu. Let there be bhakti towards nischala bhakti. Undeviated devotion to your padamboro yugata. Yuga. Your lotus feet. Let there be constant devotion to your lotus feet. That's the prayer. Other things happen, come. But so, last one more question. Good that you have not taken me for preaching in your college. All your preaching will be hopeless. Will be useless. Because I never got any good grades. So, preaching, I don't know, you getting good grades is preaching for your juniors, I don't know where and how did this come into picture. Is it reality? I don't know. You heard, acha. It is Shruti. Yeah, but it is not Pratyaksha, it is not experience, isn't it? I don't know. How you getting good grades will help you in preaching to the juniors. Your preaching means what actually? That has to be really defined. There are many definitions of preaching, but what Prahlad Maharaj says is this. Prahlad Maharaj was among demons, and he was only devotee, among demons. It's a Ugrajati, they were all Ugrajatis. How Prahlad Maharaj preached? Not by his grades, not by his expertise, not by his anything. He was practicing devotional service, Prahlad. And while practicing devotional service, he is experiencing bliss. And he is sharing that bliss to others. And that is called preaching. That is called preaching. Maybe if you have that mobile, you can see that verse. 7th canto, 4th chapter, 4th. 37 or 38, just see. Go ahead. Yeah.
The very beginning of the side of the love of the spirit changes.
The other one.
Before that, a group would let the innumerable transcend the quality of the love.
Go on. Vasudev. Then comes Krishna Grahagritatma. Next, Padambuja, lotus feet. I'm not going to get the verse. A bigger verse means it is not Anushchup, the Shup. Padambuja. 10 to 7. Yes, 42nd verse. Okay. Sauttamaślokapadara vintayor nishevaya kinchana sangalabdhaya tanvan param nivrutimatmano muhor dussangadinasya manashamam vyadhat. Because of his association with perfect unalloyed devotees who had nothing to do with anything material, Prahlad Maharaj constantly engaged in service of the lotus feet of the Lord. By seeing his bodily features when he was in perfect ecstasy, persons with poor in spiritual understanding became purified. In other words, Prahlad Maharaj bestowed upon them transcendental bliss. So Prahlad Maharaj was perfect. He was in association of pure devotees who had nothing to do with material. That means when you are serving Prabhupada and Prahlad Maharaj constantly you are engaged in devotional service. Devotional service, lotus feet of the Lord. Now, when you are doing this, you have particular kind of bodily features. Here means the manifestation of the ecstasy which on the bodily platform. It is not bodily feature doesn't mean he's like like very fair or dark or very strong. Here bodily features refers to when you are experiencing the ecstasy in devotional service, the ecstasy manifests in the body. So seeing the bodily features, when he was in perfect ecstasy, persons with poor fund of knowledge, poor fund of spiritual understanding became purified. So when they became purified, in other words, Prahlad Maharaj bestowed upon them the transcendental bliss. So, many devotees may be senior, they have many definitions and ideas of preaching, but directly from the Shastra, because Prahlad Maharaj was preaching to demons, actually. And what is the technique? There is no technique actually. It is his experience which is being into others. So this is what it is. I don't know if the grades are coming here or maybe you may get the best of the grades, and then you got a lot of people to come and see that how he got better grade. Let me see what is he up to. Then you give a big lecture, and then are very much impressed. After that, they find that you are not chanting properly, or you yourself are confused about what to do in life. What is the use of that? Isn't it? But you are very confident and you are very much enlivened in Krishna consciousness. They see, in spite of he is a failure, but still he is so happy. How is it possible? Isn't it? Huh? Huh? One of my friends asked me, he saw the video, I told him, बहुत मोटा हो गया है? I told him, हाँ हो गया है. मैं भी मोटा हो गया था. Then he told me, लेकिन तुम बहुत खुश लगता है. He saw just the video. बड़ा खुश लगता है. For friends talking, for him I am friend only ना. I will not treat me like Prabhuji or something like that. बड़ा खुश लगता है. हाँ, मैंने कहा लगता नहीं हूँ. Then he writes, तुम सुधरा नहीं है. Then I wrote again, मुझे सुधारने के लिए कोई पत्नी तो है नहीं. He started laughing. I sent message and like that. Then I told, after how many years you are really laughing, tell me. Then he called and told, कैसे पता लगा? And in the actual conversation. जब मैं तुमको ISKCON जाने के लिए साथ में बोलता था, वही टाइम पता लग गया था. हाँ यार, तेरी बात सुना होता तो अच्छा था. So it was a friendly conversation, but it was very enlightening for me. Because hardly you speak like a friend, like a person. After many years I spoke like that. It's a fact. Okay, it's 12 o'clock now. We stop here. I can continue. I have 1 minute. Yeah, more questions? Any more questions? Yes.
Like when we are like just coming to Krishna consciousness and experiencing of bliss in any activity which we do, like anything we are running, authority gives us some task that is we take the responsibility in that.
I could not really follow. Yeah. Again?
When we are coming to Krishna consciousness, just Krishna consciousness, we are given some task like to do any kitchen seva or any. So then it is told that you keep this responsible, then the seva will be going on nicely.
Yeah.
And if like this bliss, experiencing that doing the seva and experiencing that bliss, it appears to be a greater state, which will come by Krishna's mercy only. So at the sadhana, so in sadhana stage, how to.
Where is it mentioned it comes in later stage?
Not later stage, but by Krishna's.
That is there. By Krishna's mercy it comes, that is there.
But not.
But is there mentioned that Krishna will not give you immediately? As he told?
But like in sadhana stage.
That is why you don't study Bhagavad Gita. What does Krishna say in the 9th chapter? Rajavidya, Rajagohyam, Pavitra Vidamuttamam, Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam, Susukam Kartrumavyayam. 2 words are there. Pratyakshaavagamam and Susukham. It is pratyaksha avagamam. For that, you can see why somebody, a rich person like Mafatlal or somebody like Henry Ford, they come to temple and clean vessels. They serve. Why they should do that? Why they should do that? In Rajasthan, I go to a place called Bilwara. Now the center shifted to a very posh locality. Very posh locality. Of course, it's a temporary place. You can't stay permanently there. And the people who are there, of course, Marwadis, they don't give money. It's not so easy to get money out of them. They're rich people, stinking rich people. They run companies of 500 crores, 1,000 crores companies. And the ladies there, they have 5 servants, 10 servants in each their house. But they come to the temple, they do jhadu. In their house, they don't do. They are servants. Huh? Why? And then they had lots and lots of money, but themselves, but they do not give because I don't know why, what. It's a very strange psychology to understand a Marwadi. It's very, very difficult. I cannot really. Now it's becoming a subject matter for my research now. I constantly go there. So, Prabhuji, ये ना इसका बहुत पैसा है, मैं उसको कैसे लेके आएगा? उसी donation. They go collect donation, 500 rupees, 500 rupees. They go in big cars. किसी आज से 500 रुपए मिला लेके आएगा. They do this thing. Why they should do? They themselves have money. They one person get, but still, it is they get some pleasure out of it doing it. They get some pleasure out of doing this thing. Pratyaksha avagamam. Susukham. It is very easy. Prahlad Maharaj himself says this thing. Koti prayaso na krita. What is so great endeavor in this? Chant Hare Krishna. Somebody says Hare Krishna. What is so great endeavor in this? There is nothing great endeavor in that. So it is not something which is reserved. After some time, no. It is immediate. If it is not immediate, why at all you are sitting here? So many things you could have gone. You could have, in Bombay, so many things are there which you cannot get it in other towns and cities, isn't it? Could have gone there. Definitely would have gone there. Why you are here then? It's something that is why you are here, isn't it? It is pratyaksha. Krishna consciousness is pratyaksha. Your applied mektas is not pratyaksha. That is why it is frustrating. This is pratyaksha. If you are not getting, that means offenses. The first thing Krishna withdraws because of your offenses is the bliss, experience, enthusiasm, the happiness which you experience. So that is the problem. Especially when you are given responsibility, the pride enters your head. Oh, I am responsible, others are not responsible. Then you start offending. Then you think I am more responsible. You do nothing and still you think you are responsible. And one simple person is going on with the birth and is happy, do nothing. And you say that he is not responsible. Maximum work is done by him only. Isn't it? Offenses increase your post, decreases your bliss, and also no service. Alone at the top. There's a big problem in the corporate sectors. And many institutions, they give a person a promotion because he's useless. And he's just kept alone, top. He's given a big office, he's given a car, a driver, whatever he wants, everything is given. No work. And he's responsible for everything. And when something is required, nobody asks him. And it's called alone at the top. And that's what Krishna does when we offend. Daksha. As soon as he offended Lord Shiva, he was a Prajapati. Lord Shiva was offended by Daksha. Daksha was a Prajapati. Immediately after that, Daksha was promoted to be chief Prajapati by Brahma. Then, because he's the chief Prajapati and everybody is doing their work, he's just looking around, he wanted to show that I am the chief. So he wanted to show to the entire world that I am chief, I am this, I am this. He did a big yajna. He intentionally did not call Lord Shiva. One offense led to the other offense. One offense led to actually other offense. Between that there is one post. Dangerous. Serve. More service will come when you experience more bliss in serving. Okay. Getting? I think we should take a break. It's almost 2 hours and the next class, 2 o'clock? 1:30 you can give. It's 1.5 hour break. It's good. But otherwise it will be indigestion for you. Okay, we'll meet at 1:30 to 4:30 other session. And if you have some questions, you can write down. And if you have something that you want me to speak on, if it is not, it may not be a question. It may be a topic on which you would like to speak me on. I can speak on 5-10 minutes on that particular topic. So you can write it down on a piece of paper and you can give it to you. I can give it to Prabhuji so that I can answer. Okay? Hare Krishna.